During the unforgettable Memorial Day weekend, amidst the legendary Rolling Thunder event, something truly remarkable unfolded. In the midst of a bustling street, where the air buzzed with activity, one Marine stood firm, unmoving, unshaken. Sergeant Tim Chambers, despite his injuries, raised his hand in a powerful salute and held that position for an astounding 3 hours under the relentless, scorching sun. The crowd around him carried on at first, unaware of the silent tribute, but soon, what happened next left everyone completely speechless. Dressed in a pristine Marine uniform adorned with hard-earned medals and patches, each one a symbol of sacrifice and service, Sergeant Chambers stood like a rock, unwavering in his mission of honor. For the first 15 minutes, his salute was a solemn act of respect, a quiet tribute to his fallen brothers and sisters, especially those whose names had recently been engraved onto the nearby war memorial. His face remained stoic, his eyes locked in a gaze of deep remembrance, and his arm seemed frozen in time, as if no force on earth could bring it down. As the minutes stretched into hours, people began to take notice. Whispers spread through the crowd. Who is he saluting for? Why is he standing so still? One by one, people paused, their curiosity turning into admiration. Some clutched small American flags to their chests, their expressions shifting from casual onlookers to deeply moved witnesses. Others observed from a distance, too awed to step forward. For Sergeant Chambers, though, this act of tribute was more than just symbolic, it was deeply personal. His mind drifted to his twin brother, Mark, the one person he had spent every waking moment with growing up. They had been inseparable as kids, always dreaming of serving side by side in the Marines. But fate had rewritten their story in the cruelest way possible. During a brutal ambush in a war zone, Mark had made the ultimate sacrifice. As gunfire rained down, he had thrown himself over Tim, shielding him from a sniper's deadly shot. Tim had felt his brother's body collapse onto him, felt the last breath he took, heard the final whispered words of love and duty. That moment had haunted him for years, an unbearable weight of guilt and loss pressing down on his soul. But today? Today was different. Today, standing there in the heat, sweat trickling down his forehead, pain shooting through his injured leg, Tim didn't feel the guilt. He felt gratitude. Gratitude for his brother's sacrifice, gratitude for the chance to still be here to honor him, gratitude for the memories they had shared. As the blazing midday sun bore down, his uniform became soaked with sweat. His throat burned with thirst. His muscles screamed for relief. But his resolve? Stronger than ever. This wasn't just a salute. It was a vow, a promise, a commitment to never forget those who had given their lives in service to their country. The crowd around him had now grown substantially. Some had pulled out umbrellas to shield themselves from the heat. Others bowed their heads in quiet prayer. Many saluted him from afar, understanding the depth of what was happening. 2 hours had passed, and admiration rippled through the gathering like an unspoken wave of unity. Then suddenly, the deep rumble of motorcycles shattered the silence. The ground seemed to vibrate as a large group of bikers approached over the hill, their black leather jackets decorated with patches that hinted at countless untold stories. The roaring engines grew louder, and unease flickered through the crowd. Some people tensed. Were they here to disrupt this sacred moment? Bikers had long carried a reputation for being rough, rowdy, unpredictable. A nervous whisper spread through the air. Would they show respect? Or would they turn this solemn tribute into chaos? But what happened next completely defied every expectation. One by one, the bikers slowed, then dismounted. Without a single word spoken, they formed a silent, unbreakable circle around Tim. Then, in perfect unison, they raised their arms in salute, mirroring his stance. It was an overwhelming sight, a moment of pure, unspoken brotherhood. The weight of it crashed over the crowd like a tidal wave, leaving many with tears in their eyes. They hadn't come to disrupt. They had come to stand beside him. And then another unexpected moment. A towering, tattooed biker stepped forward. The air grew thick with tension. He reached into his jacket, prompting hushed murmurs. "Is he pulling out a weapon?" someone muttered under their breath. "It could be a knife," another whispered anxiously. But what emerged from his jacket wasn't a weapon. It was a simple bottle of water. The man unscrewed the cap and gently raised it toward Tim, carefully bringing it to his lips so he could drink, without ever lowering his salute. The crowd gasped, some feeling ashamed for their initial judgments. But the kindness didn't stop there. Another biker approached with a portable fan, offering relief from the punishing sun. Yet another held up an umbrella, shading Tim from the relentless heat. These men, often misunderstood, often feared, were proving that respect, honor, and loyalty knew no boundaries. And so they stood, together. For hours, this incredible display of unity continued, shoulder to shoulder, Marine and biker alike, bound by an unspoken promise to remember. The moment was powerful, transformative, shattering stereotypes and building bridges in its place. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in brilliant hues of gold and purple, Tim's arm finally, slowly, lowered. Exhausted yet deeply fulfilled, he turned to the bikers, and without hesitation, they clasped hands, brothers in arms, bound not by blood, but by respect. Then, in a voice thick with emotion, Tim addressed the crowd. "Today, I have witnessed the best of humanity. These men, misunderstood by so many, have shown us the true meaning of honor, respect, and brotherhood. Let us never judge by appearance alone. Let us instead look at the depth of one's heart." The bikers nodded solemnly before mounting their motorcycles once more. Engines roared to life, but this time, the sound wasn't intimidating. It was powerful. It was a salute in itself. As they rode off into the distance, disappearing into the twilight, their actions left a mark on every soul present that day. For Tim, this wasn't just another Memorial Day. It was a day of healing, a day of unity, a day when strangers became family and a powerful truth was revealed. Respect and honor have no boundaries, and when we stand together, we are truly unbreakable.